Hey, Sunny, can you hear now? Actually, some problem there
Yes.
was with my Zoom.
Okay, so you had to uninstall and install something. Alright. So I finished already.
Finished with that, Sunny. Okay.
Yeah.
My PPT also just got
And I
off.
calculated we have to do 45 more sums.
45, what?
We have to do 45 more sums.
45
There
more
are
sums.
there are total 65, but many are cancelled, so only 45. Like I just came to know. And the geography paper, geometry paper is on whatever. So let's say ninth. It's not on 8th, it's on ninth. So we have 4, 3, 7, 11 days. You want to take it on Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
Saturday you can take it in from the afternoon to the evening, like from 3 to 7 if you want to. And but on Sunday I have tests, so
Okay.
Sunday in the
No.
morning if you,
Let's see on Saturday how much we finish.
yeah, like 5 hours, I guess we can finish the entire chapter.
Okay, so fourth
Maybe.
sum is done. Now let's start with the fifth sum. The fifth sum says in the figure, the circles with center A and center B, they touch each other externally. And both of these circles, they have line L, which is a common tangent to both of the circles. Okay, so line L is a common tangent to both the circle, and it intersects the circle with center A at point C, and it intersects the circle with center B at point D. You have to find the length of segment CD. That is from point C to point D. You have to find what is its length. And the radius of the smaller circle is 4 centimeters and the bigger circle is 6 centimeters. This all information is given. You have to find out length of CD. Question clear? So let's
Yes.
start with the solution. Now, if the two circles touch each other externally, then you know the distance between their center is sum of the radiuses. Okay, R1 plus R2. Is that clear? Okay. So AB, you join AB. So AB is nothing but the distance between their center. So to find out AB, you add both the radiuses, R1 plus R2. That is 4 plus 6, which is 10 centimeters. So AB is 10 centimeters. Now, it is given that L is a common tangent to the circle and it touches the circle at point C. So it touches a smaller circle at point C and it touches a bigger circle at point D. Now, here you'll have to use the tangent theorem. That means you join AC and you join BD. You join them. So AC is the radius of the smaller circle, BD is the radius of the bigger circle. And we know tangent theorem says that radius is perpendicular to the tangent. So this angle here, okay, if you see the figure, this angle here is angle ACD, which is 90 degree. And this angle here is angle BDC, which is also 90 degree. And this, so both of them are equal. Angle ACD equal to angle BDC, which is 90 degrees. So this directly you can say, you can also write by tangent theorem, or tangent at any point is perpendicular to the radius. Is it clear up to here? Next, AF, but you have to do construction. So you have to draw AF perpendicular to BD. So if you see in the second diagram, I have drawn AF perpendicular to BD. Okay, so this becomes a square, a rectangle. Okay, you see this becomes a rectangle once you draw AF perpendicular to BD. Now ACDF is now a rectangle. Is this clear? What we have done construction and then it became a rectangle. Yes? Okay. Now, you know the property of a rectangle. Property of a in a rectangle, opposite sides are equal to each other. So CD is equal to AF and CA is equal to DF. This is nothing but simply the properties of a rectangle. Now, if you look at this side here, look at side BD. Okay, to understand this step, just look at side BD. That is this one. So if you see carefully, BD is equal to BF plus FD. Is this correct? BD is equal to BF plus FD. Now what you do, take FD or DF on the other side. So you will have BD minus FD is equal to BF. So that is just written here, BF is equal to BD minus DF. Is this clear? Now, but what is DF equal to? DF is equal to AC. So you just replace DF with AC. So this becomes BD minus AC. Now we know length of BD and we know length of AC both. BD is 6, that is the radius of the bigger circle, and AC, radius of the...
But how is ABCD how is it a rectangle? It's not a rectangle.
No, it is a rectangle.
Why CD and AB is not equal?
It is equal. By property of rectangle, it is equal. Why it becomes, you know why?
And then CA
Because
and then BD is also not equal.
BD, no,
Their length
FD.
is...
FD, not BD, FD or DF.
Oh, okay. So we
Because we are...
construct that.
Yes, we constructed. See, at this step, we say, na, draw AF perpendicular to BD. So because of that construction, this becomes a rectangle.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So this step, is this step clear? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we get BF to be 2 centimeters. That is the small part here. Okay, the small area. The small. We get 2 centimeters. Okay, so BF 2 centimeters. Now you look at the triangle that is formed, the small triangle that is formed. Look at that. This one. Triangle ABF. It is firstly a right-angled triangle. It is a right-angled triangle. We need to find length of AF. And now since ACDF is a rectangle, length of AF and length of CD will be equal. And that is how, that is what we want to find out. We have to find out length of CD. So first let us use Pythagoras theorem in this triangle and find out the length of AF. So by Pythagoras theorem, we get AB square is equal to AF square plus BF square. Substitute the values. You found out BF here. BF, that is this, is 2 centimeters, and you found out AB at the start. Here we found out AB at the start, which is 10 centimeters. Substitute the values. Substitute the value. So AB is 10, so 10 square. AF we just now found out, it is 2, so 2 square plus, oh sorry, AF we have to find out. So AF you have to find out, keep it as it is, and BF is 2, so 2 square. So this becomes 100 is equal to AF square plus 4. Take plus 4 on the other side, so it will become 100 minus 4 is equal to AF square. 100 minus 4 is 96. We have 96 is equal to AF square. and AF will be square root of 96. Okay, square root of 96 you can find out by prime factors method. You can reduce it and find out. I'll just do it here itself. 2 4s are 8, 2 8s are 16, 2 2s are 4, 2 4s are 8. Two 24s are 48. So 2 24, 2 12s are 2 6, and 2 3s are, and lastly 3 1s are.
So 2 and then into 2 and then
And 6, no?
root 2.
4 root 6. This 2, from this 2 1, from this 2 1 2 you take, multiply them, and 2 and 3. So 6. So final answer is 4 root 6. AF is equal to 4.
Where did you get 3?
2 3s are 6. And then 3 1s are 3.
What?
Prime factors I found out. Do you remember how to find out prime factors?
Yeah, so then where does 3 come? You just do 96 by 2, then 48 by 2, then 2, then by 2, then 24, by 2, 12, and by 2, 6.
And
So
then
where
again,
did 3 come?
again by 2, 6 you get last, no? So 2 3s are 6.
Oh, okay, and then 3 ones. Okay,
And then
fine.
3 1s are 3.
Yeah.
So AF is 4 root 6. But if you look at this statement here, AF and CD are equal to each other. So you write here AF is equal to CD. Therefore, length CD is equal to 4 root 6 centimeters. Okay, CD is also equal to 4 root 6 centimeters.
What about the Pythagoras theorem we were doing?
What about?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
With the Pythagoras theorem, we got length
Yeah,
of
we found
AF.
out that. Yeah. I thought you just stopped the Pythagoras at 100 equals to AF square plus 4.
Okay. So AF equal to CD. So length of CD is 4 root 6. First, go through the entire sum, understand each and every step. Then you write it down.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I have to draw the figure and then the rough and then the working on the figure.
Yes, the construction one also separate. You can do it on the same one also, the construction. Okay, this is easy. It's just lengthy. If you have any doubts in any steps, you can just ask me, okay?
In this step, BF equals to BD minus DF equals to BD minus AC equals to. So 6 centimeter is BD, right? And
Yes,
4 centimeter is AC, right?
AC,
So is it
yes.
okay if I write it below? So
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
that
yeah,
BD is.
yes, 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 yes.
How did we get 12 at the beginning? How did we get 12 at the beginning?
Which 12 are you talking about?
There's only one 12 in the entire set. This one. How did we get 12? Shouldn't it be 2? And even if you
It is
divide
two.
12 by,
It is two only. It is two. It is not 12. That
then
this actually I would read a line. This means the pair. This
this
pair
means a pair. Oh, sorry, sorry, sorry.
and this pair.
Okay, 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 sorry. Done. Done writing.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next one.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my teacher took it to 7:15, so you can continue till 7:15.
Oh,
Told me to stop in 5 minutes.
you have a class again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this time you can stop at 7:15 because I don't even know whether she'll take it after 7:15 also. So yesterday also you stopped at 7:15 and then she started at 7:30. So it's better that you teach till 7:15.
Okay. So this was the fifth sum, right, of 3.2. Let's see what's the next bit.
Yeah, the practice set is over.
Okay, so we can move on to the next concept, and that is arc of a circle. Let me just
On the circle, outside the circle, inside the circle.
yes.
And our school said that circle is there for the exam.
Circle. Okay.
Even if they haven't taught similarity, after this they'll be teaching similarity. Maybe.
Fine.
After geometric constructions.
Okay.
They have almost finished with geometric constructions, but it's not there for the exam, so we don't need to start.
Okay. So let us start with what is arc of a circle.
And one more thing, sorry. Algebra, they have gone to arithmetic progression.
AP. Okay. So we'll also start after this chapter, and that is after the exam. We'll also start with AP.
Yeah, after the exam we'll start.
Okay, so let's start with arc of a circle. What is arc? So firstly, you know, a secant is a line that cuts the circle into two parts. Okay, so a secant divides the circle into two parts. So if this is the circle and you see the secant, so this is dividing the circle into two parts. First is the upper part and then is the lower part. Okay, upper part and then the lower part. So at the points at which the secant is intersecting the circle is point A and point B. Now, we just put one more point here, and now if just this boundary of the circle, A, Y, X, okay, this boundary of the circle
It's
is
divided.
it's the arc. So it, and
No,
similar
what?
arc, the boundary
A
of the
and
circle.
Y is one arc, right? And Y
No.
and B is another.
An arc, we can name it with 2 letters also, and we can name an arc with 3 letters also. Usually, maximum number of time an arc is named using 3 letters. So if you see this circle, this secant, that is AB.
One question. The line is dividing it or the point Y is dividing it?
The line is dividing.
So Y is nothing to do with.
No, line is nothing to do with the line. It's completely different. It's just a naming. Now, if you see, this line is dividing the circle into two parts. One is a smaller part, one is a bigger part. So this smaller boundary, this one, okay, the smaller boundary is called as minor arc, or the smaller arc is called as minor arc. And usually we use Yes, usually we use 3-letter notation. That is why we just put one dot on this and name it as X and say that minor arc is AXB. Okay. And similarly, the bigger part or the bigger portion is called as a major arc. So this boundary is the major arc. And you just put one more point on this boundary, name it Y, and the major arc is AYB. Okay. So a secant divides a circle into two parts. The bigger part is called as a major arc. The smaller part is called as a minor arc. Is this clear? What is major arc and minor arc?
Yes.
Okay. Now, next concept is central angle. Now, understand properly what is the meaning of central angle. Okay. Do you have the text? Are you sitting with the textbook?
I was.
Huh?
Not now. Should I get it? I mean, it's just like here.
Yeah. Can you just open up to?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yes, just open up to circle this chapter and see where arc of circle starts from which page number it starts. Just tell me the page number. Oh wait, I have the text. 59.
Sorry. What?
No, I got it. I just wanted to know the page number.
It starts from page 60.
Yes. Okay. So come back. Can you make your camera
Or
on?
page 49, sorry. 59, 59.
Yeah. It is there. It's not in the deleted portion. Just make your camera on.
1 second, 1 second.
Okay. So our next concept is central angle. Now see, in a triangle or in an angle, if the vertex is the center of the circle, okay, if the angle, the vertex of that angle is the center of the circle, then that angle is called as a central angle. For example, in this figure, if you see, O is the center of the circle, and this angle at O, this vertex, this angle is formed at the center of the circle. So that is why angle AOB is called as the central angle. Is this clear? Central angle. Angle formed at the center of the circle is called central angle. Simple definition. Clear? Okay. We can move. Okay. Also, here the same concept. We have the major arc. So this bigger portion is called as a major arc, AQB, and this the smaller portion is called as a minor arc, arc APB. Okay, next is the measure of an arc. How do you write or how do you measure an arc? Now, to compare any two arcs, now when we say compare means which is greater, which is smaller. So whenever you compare two arcs, you need to know their measures. The measure of an arc is defined as follows. First one, measure of arc is equal. This is very, very important point. Okay, this one, very extremely important. Measure of a minor arc, minor, that is a smaller, is equal to the measure of its corresponding central angle. Corresponding central angle means angle which is right in front of it. Understand it with the help of this figure. You have a circle with center O, and here this angle theta is the central angle. Okay, angle theta is the central angle. Why it is a central angle? Because it is formed at the center of the circle. And this arc APB is the minor arc. Okay, arc APB is a minor arc. Now, what will be the measure of this arc? What will be the measure of it? So this first statement says that the measure of the central angle and the measure of the corresponding arc is equal. That means arc APB or measure arc APB will be equal to measure angle AOB. Okay. So the first statement says that the measure of the central angle and the measure of its corresponding arc. Corresponding means the arc which is right in front of that central angle. So if you see, this is the central angle, which is theta, and the arc which is exactly in front of this angle is this arc APB. So both of them will have the same measure. So if the central angle is suppose if the central angle is 40 degree, then this arc is also 40 degree. If the central angle is 60 degree, then the arc in front of it will also be 60 degree. Did you understand this? So usually for minor arc, we say that the central angle and the measure of its corresponding arc is the same. So this was for minor arc. Let's see measure of the major arc. So now you know what is the measure of the entire circle? Measure of an entire circle, an entire complete circle measures dash degree. How much is it? Entire circle measure. No. Entire
360.
360. Okay. So this entire circle, complete circle is 360 degree. And you know the measure of the minor arc. Okay. You know what it is, suppose. Then if you want to find a measure of the major arc, you just do
have to minus,
minus it from 360 degree. Okay, so this is just simple way of calculating measures of the arc, minor and major. So for minor arc, you check the central angle, measure of the central angle and measure of the minor arc will be the same. To find measure of the major arc, you just subtract 360 from the minor arc. So you'll get the answer. Two concepts clear? Okay, so we can move on to the next one. So this is just a simple example. If the measure of arc APB is 40 degree, that means if you see in the figure, this arc is 40 degree. So if this arc is 40 degree, what will be this angle? What will be the central angle? Yes.
360 minus 40.
No. That you're telling me of the major arc. I asked central angle. What will be central angle? If this arc is 40 degree, what will be the central angle? Measure of this one.
40.
40. Yes, correct. 40. Why 40? Because measure of central angle and the arc in front of it is same. Okay, so this is 40 degree. Now, how will you find measure of the major arc? That is this one. You do 360 minus 40, which is 320 degree. So that means measure of this major arc is 320 degree, or you can write it like this: measure of arc AQB is equal to 320 degree. Okay, this is just a simple example. Is this example clear? Yes? Okay. Okay, now this is measure of semicircular arc, or basically semicircle. What is a semicircle? What is a semicircle? What is a semicircle? Semicircle.
Half of the
Half of a circle. So if the entire complete circle measures 360 degree, what will be the measure of half circle? Half of 360. And half of 360 is? Half of 360. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Is there some problem in the voice?
Yeah, now I can hear you. For a long time, I could not.
Okay.
Your
So
voice is cracking.
Okay. So I was saying, if a complete circle measures 360 degree, what will be the measure?
Semicircle measures 180.
180 degree. So similarly, we
180
have
is the half of 360, right?
Yes. So the diameter divides the circle into two parts. So this is the upper part and this is the lower part. So now here we will not have a major arc and minor arc because both of them are of the same size. So this is the upper arc and this will be the below arc. Okay. And since the diameter is dividing it, it will be a semicircle. So, and one thing, this here you have to keep the point, this point in mind, that the semicircular arc. So in this ACB is semicircular arc because it is a semicircle. Similarly, AYB is a semicircular arc. Again, same reason, because it is a semicircle. So both of them will measure 180 degree. And the fourth point here, this you already know, measure of a complete circle is 360 degree. Okay. These 4 points, is it clear? Yes.
What?
4 points which we did, are those clear?
Yes.
So first point we did, this was the first point.
Your voice is lagging or what?
I think so. So the first, can you hear now?
Yeah.
Oh, first point we did, measure of the central angle and the angle in front of it, that is a minor arc, is the same. Second point we did, measure of the major arc is 360 minus measure of the minor arc. Second. Third point we did, measure of a semicircle 180 degree. And lastly, the fourth point, measure of a complete circle 360 degree. Up to here, any doubts? No. The next is congruence of arc. Let's understand what do you mean by congruent. When will two arcs be congruent? Now there is a necessary condition. If you want to check whether two arcs are congruent or not, there is a necessary condition. In that, the first condition, both the arcs are congruent. They will be congruent if they are measures. That is, if it is both of them should have same measures. Like for example, if one is 40 degree, other one also should be 40 degree. So first thing, check their measures. The measures should be same. Second, you have to check the radius of the circle to which it belongs to. Okay, so if the measures are same and if the radiuses are same, then you can say that those two arcs are congruent to each other. So look at this figure, for example. Here you have arcs FD and here you have arc BE. Okay, can you tell me what will be measure of arc CD? What will be measure arc CD? Can you tell me?
360 minus 70.
No. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. FD, sorry, FD.
70.
70 degree. And the radius of this circle is 5 centimeters. Look at this circle now. What is measure of arc EB? That is this one. What is it?
70.
70. And also the radius is 5 centimeters. So I can now say that measure arc FD is congruent to measure arc EB. Why? Because it is satisfying both these conditions. Their measures are same, both are 70 degree, and both of them are belonging to the circle with same radius, that is 5 centimeters. So whenever a question is asked on whether proving or showing that two arcs are congruent, you just have to check these two things, radius and measures. If radius and measures are same, directly conclude that both the arcs are congruent to each other. Concept clear? I want you to write down this first point, the figure. Give the heading measure of an arc. You can give the heading measure of the arc, and under that write this first point and draw the figure.
And?
Draw the figure. You can do it rough. Also, it is already 7:15. So if you're, ma'am.
Oh, but I haven't got the invitation thing, so it's okay.
Okay. Let me know then, then we'll stop. And now for the second point, write down this formula. Okay, measure of
formula.
Yes, just the formula. Measure of the major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc.
Done.
Now just write the third point. Measure of semicircular arc is 180 degree. Complete the third point, and then the fourth point, that is measure of complete circle, is 360 degree. Okay, just these points. Semicircle 180, complete circle 360.
I had to draw the figure because I did not leave the space for it.
No,
Okay.
no need. Just the points.
Done.
Okay, and now here in this, give the heading congruence of arc and just write this condition. This is very important. Two arcs are congruent if their measures and radii are equal. Okay, these are very important points. It can come for MCQs.
Done.
Okay. Next concept is called as property of sum of measures of an arc. Okay, now, what does this mean? Understand it with the help of this example. In this figure, if you see, the statement says the points A, B, C, D, E are concyclic. Now, the meaning of concyclic means all these points lie on the same circle. Okay, concyclic means points lying on same circle. Okay, that is the meaning of the word concyclic. So A, B, C, D, E, if you see the figure, all of them lie on the same circle, so they are concyclic. Now, with these points, many arcs can be formed. Okay, with these points, many arcs can be formed. Now, if you see in arc ABC, that is this one, and if you see arc CDE, that is this one. Okay, arc ABC and arc CDE, only one point is common in both the arc, and that is point C. Okay, only one point, that is point C, is common in both the arc. Now, because of this property, that is just one point is common in both the arcs, we can form the, like how you have the angle sum property of triangle, exactly same, we have sum of measures of arc, the property. So what this says that the measure of this entire arc ACE, okay, measure of this entire arc ACE, like this erases, okay, ACE will be measure angle AB, sorry, measure arc ABC plus measure arc CDE. Okay, measure of this entire arc ACE will be arc ABC plus arc CDE. Now this is called as the property of sum of measures of arc. This property you can use only if one point is common in both the arc. Okay, only if one point is common in both the arc, then you can use this property. Is this clear? Have you understood it proper? Any doubts in
Yes.
this? Is it timer for you?
25. At 25.
Okay, so I want you to write.
25.
Do you have to start your the class?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop then here. Take a screenshot of this and write it down afterwards.
Okay.
But make sure you write it, okay? This is very, very important point, property, very, very important.
Only one common point, that is,
Yes.
this is the only common point.
C. C is common in both the arcs.
That divides actually, right? 2 on this side and 2 on this side.
Yes. If there are two common points, you cannot use this property. You cannot use it. It has to be compulsory.
But what if there are 6 points? Then how will you divide it?
Common points I'm talking about. Points, there can be many points, but we are talking about common points.
What is common points?
Same in both.
The distance between both of them is same?
No, not distance, points. There can be many number of points in the two arcs, but common point has to be the same. Okay, see, for example, if I say arc ABC, that is this one. Okay, arc ABC. And if I say now arc BCD, okay, now look, BCD, look, BCD is this one. How many common points in both these are? BC, B and C.
BC.
And so there are two common points. 2 points are same in both the arcs. Arcs are different, but 2 points are same. So you cannot use it, the property. Only one has to be same, compulsory. Only one, then only use a property, otherwise you cannot. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I want you to write this down. So take a screenshot and you write it later on. We'll stop here.
Yeah, I took the screenshot.
Okay, fine. So tomorrow 3.
Yeah, you want to start at 2:30? I can start at 2:30 also. 2:30 to 5.
Okay, fine.
Because then I will be having 5:15 to 6:15. So that is why.
Okay, fine.
Tomorrow I have a class 5:15 to 6:15.
Fine.
So then we will not. We will be doing